Guruve Gaurachandaya Radhikaya Radhe Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Panchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dandavat Pranam devotees. So I'm trying to answer some questions that I tried to do yesterday, but somehow or another I was unable to get it done. We had some other services and some things going on in the house as well. So I was not able to really get the questions done yesterday. So I'm trying to do them today. Dandavat Rama Gopal Prabhuji, Hari Bol. So, because I have services today as well, I want to try to go ahead and get them done relatively quickly. So the first question that had come in was something perhaps that's been answered before, but it was, why does Krishna not return to Vrindavan? So we know that Krishna, it said that he never leaves Vrindavan, but in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our Mool Sastra, Mool Praman for everything, Krishna apparently does go to Mathura and to Dwarka, and appears that he never returns. So of course in the Sarata Darshani Tika Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad, he describes that when Nanda Maharaj followed Krishna to Mathura, and Baladev to Mathura, following the chariot of Akrura, then at that time, actually, Krishna gets on the chariot of Nanda Maharaj and does return to Vrindavan. So supposedly this is done in another prakosh. The prakosh means in the Leelas of Krishna's there's many different chambers. And one chamber is called a prakosh. So in one prakosh, Krishna gets back on the chariot along with Baladev and they return to Vrindavan. This is evidenced when Uddhava will visit Vrindavan on the request of Krishna. And when he first arrives in Vrindavan, he sees Vrindavan as it is when Krishna is present. And then the curtain of that prakosh is removed and he sees Vrindavan as it is in Krishna's absence. So also in the Gopal Champu of Jiva Goswami Pad, after the killing of Dantavakra, it's mentioned that Krishna gazed across the Jamuna and then returned to Braj at that time as well. So there are many places in which it is cited that Krishna does return. So the question then would be, why in Srimad Bhagavatam is the theme of his not returning made to seem prominent? A number of reasons. One is because the mood of separation is very special. The nature of love has so many different levels. So from bhav, then there's prem to sneha, to man, pranaya, rag. Rag itself turns into anurag. Anurag turns into mahabhav. Mahabhav has also two divisions, rud and adirud. In adirud mahabhav, there is modan, mohan and madan. Madan is exclusive to Srimati Radhika. But the mohan bhav in adirud is also extremely wonderful, in the sense that unlike any other feature of separation, when Krishna has done sudur pravas, it means he's gone to a distant place, meaning Dwarka, for a long period of time and comes under the control of others. This is called sudur pravas. When they again will meet at Kurukshetra after so many years, it gives rise to what is called Samriddhiman Sambhog. So there's a very special meeting. After any kind of separation, there is a particular type of meeting. After Purvarag, there is Samshit Sambhog. After Man, there's Sankirna Sambhog. When Krishna takes the cows out for grazing, it's called Pravas, and he returns, this is called Sampanna Sambhog. So the unique feature of Sudur Pravas is that when they meet at Kurukshetra, it is called Samriddhiman Sambhog. But also it's mentioned in Ujjalini Mani. Rudabhava Apya Sambhoga Vipralambika. Very, very important verse. Here it's mentioning that the specialized form of Vipralamba that appears in Mohan Bhav is extremely powerful in that it manifests Krishna's form in such a way that in the mood of separation, there's a deeper sense of association than when Krishna is present. My Guru Pada Padma, he gave this description a number of times, that actually when Krishna is there in Vrindavan, the consistent fear of the imminence of separation is always present. In fact, the hallmark quality of what is called Prem Vaititya is described in Ujjwala Mani. That is the imminent fear of separation that causes that any udipan that will arise, like Madhu Mangal, for instance, in the pastime of Prem Sarovara, saying that Madhusudan is gone, referring to one bumblebee that was flirting with the feet and face of Radhika. He chased that bee away and said that Madhusudan is gone and will not return. Just as Udipan captured the heart of Radhika, and then Radhika enters a prakosh in which they're actually separated. So this is called Prem Vaititya. Now, this Vipralambika Pradurbhav, it's called, is very special in that in this Vipralambika Bhav, it has the power, actually the suffix in Sanskrit, ka here, it means to produce. Just like when we talk about different kinds of klesh, this is the example our Goswamis are giving, Sri Rupa Goswami in Ujjwala Mani. We say Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adi Atmika. So the word ka means a genesis of something in this particular context. The genesis of miseries coming from one's own self or from others or from the devatas. So here it says, Sambhog Vipralambika. That kind of Vipralamba that is so powerful, it produces Sambhog. You understand? Then it says, Nirbharananda, Paramavadi Ishyate. Don't think that this Vipralamba is like the Vipralamba that takes place after a sporti. So, sporti means a particular vision of Krishna. You understand? And after a sporti, Dvi Guna Virharati. The pain of separation is doubled. So you have the vision of Krishna, it disappears, pain of separation is doubled. So it's saying here in Ujjwala Mani, don't think that it's like that, but it is the greatest kind of happiness. How could that be? Because that Vipralambika Pradurbhav produces the manifestation of Krishna without an anxiety of impending separation. So it's a very unique kind of mood in which there's resignation. Krishna is gone. He told when he left, Yasheti, I'll return day after tomorrow, but it has not happened. So now there's a certain kind of resignation that Krishna is gone. But the intensity of their praying, you understand, rises to this level, and in this Vipralambika Pradurbhav, it produces Krishna's manifestation to them fully. You understand? So this is a deep kind of thing, but I'm trying to explain how Krishna always is actually in Vrindavan. And in fact, it's mentioned Krishna never takes one step out of Vrindavan. Devotees asked many years ago, how is it then that we understand Mathura and Dwarka? For us, in the line of Mahaprabhu, Mathura and Dwarka don't have any meaning except that they provide Virohik Kshetras. Virohik Kshetra means places where this Sudura Pravas can be expressed. So they're like chambers of Braj to make separation. And it's mentioned, Navina Vipralambena Sambhog Pushnyashnute. So it's written in Ujjwala Mani. That without separation mood, Sambhog or meaning is not nourished. So popular saying is that absence makes the heart grow fonder. So in the context of bhakti, this is a true statement. That these periods of separation, they nourish meeting in a very high way. So it's not that Mathura and Dwarka are really separate leelas when you look at them from the proper perspective. If a person doesn't have Sambandha Gyan, then very difficult. Because if you don't have Sambandha Gyan, you cannot have a perspective on how everything is related. From the position of Sambandha Gyan, you can see. Therefore, in our line, we identify we are Brijabasis. And predominantly the idea of Palyadasi Bhav to Radhika. And from that perspective, we see that actually Krishna has gone to Mathura and Dwarka, but all the things I just mentioned about Vipralambika, Pradurbhav become prominent. Also, what Jiva Goswami Pad has written in Gopal Champu becomes prominent. So all of these configurations or understandings are there regarding the ontology of Mathura and Dwarka. They are not seen as separate places. They're seen as simply places where separation is created. You understand? Because part of practice of Raganuga Sadhan is that there should not be emphasis on Dwarka Dhyan. So if you see Dwarka as a separate Leela, then it will indicate your Sambandha Dhyan is not situated. But then it will also mean that you're seeing entirely outside the spectrum of the line of aspiration that you're practicing. You know, Sambandha Dhyan in part means practicing in the line of the vision of your aspiration. So your identification is with that aspiration. You understand? Just like a person who is studying in university a particular subject matter, they tend to see everything in relation to that subject. Right? Like maybe anybody going to university to look for a profession may aspire in the future for wealth, riches, success. But a person who has a specific interest of study, then they see all of that, but in relation to success in that field. You understand? So Sambandha Gyan, we're having later on Bhakti Intensive, just coming up here in 6 weeks actually. And in the Bhakti Intensive, we are discussing what is Sambandha Abhideyam Prayojan. Because without having Sambandha Gyan, it's very difficult to practice Bhakti in a deeper way. Right? Generic understanding that Jivara Srupaya Krishna and Nitya Das, this is constitutional understanding. But we say Sambandha Gyan, especially what is given at the time of Diksha. I mentioned yesterday also, Divya Gyanam Yatra Shrimanti Matre, Bhagavat Sarup Gyanam Tena, Bhagavat Sambandha Visesh Kanangscha. It becomes extremely important to understand what is Visesh Sambandha Gyan. What is my particular relationship with my particular Ishtadev. Understand? And this is why devotees have to be, either have the mantras illuminated for them, or at the time of Diksha, Gurudev will do that. When I took Diksha, Gurudev was gave very much emphasis to the illumination of both the Artha, means the meaning of the mantras, so that you can contemplate them, mantra, Artha, Chintan, and also mantra Dhyan. What is the meditation within the mantra? Because if you can't develop that, then all the other aspects of your sadhana, what bhajans you sing, what daily stav and stuti you do, how you approach seva to your takaji, all is based in that Sambandha Gyan. Alright? Next question was, same person wrote these two questions. Why the love of the gopis is considered better? So I was trying to understand the context of the question compared to who. So in general, Madhurya Rasa, I explained this the other day as well on a different tape for a different purpose, that from Tatashta Vichar, it's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that from Tatashta Vichar, Madhurya Rasa is considered the best because all the elements of previous rasa are present in Madhurya Rasa with the addition of the specialities or asadharan qualities of Madhurya Rasa. Asadharan means the unique or uncommon quality, like Nija Anga Sevadiyan, the ability to offer Krishna your entire body in conjugal mood, that is unique to Madhurya Rasa. You understand? But Palan and Posen, which are elements of Vatsalya Rasa, are also present in Madhurya Rasa. Understand? So like this, all the other elements are present in Madhurya Rasa. In Chaitanya Charitamrita and Ramananda Sambhada mentions just as all the preceding elements like fire, air, ether, and water are present in earth. Right? So he makes this analogy. So also, love is graded by its ability to control Krishna. So there's what is called Sadharani Rati. Sadharani Rati is expressed like by Kubja. Kubja, who was Shopanakar in Ram Lila, she had desire to have conjugal relation with Krishna. So she had no necessary desire for seva, for a particular type of frame, anything. She had only complete dominant lust. But that lust was ekantic to Krishna, to no one else. Therefore, Krishna's Yayatam yayatam mam prapajantetam sadaiva bhajamyam is universally true. Therefore, he satisfied Kubja. But the Acharya say her feeling is sadharani, means it's ordinary, it's common. But because it was accounted to Krishna, it was fulfilled. The queens in Dwarka, the mood of their prema is called samanjasarati. It means that there's some doubt in its efficacy to fully please Krishna, to fully bring Krishna under his control. You understand? But the love of gopis is called samharitarati. Means it is samarita. It is fully capable, fully competent to bring Krishna under control. Right? So, especially in Srimati Radhika, in her Madan Bhav, it is completely, always in a position where Krishna is under the control of that prema. No matter what Leela is playing out in any particular way, Krishna is always under the control of that prema. Right? Even when he's in Dwarka, one feature of Adirudh Bhav, Shlishta Kanti Murchita. Krishna may be embracing any queen in Dwarka, and a slight remembrance of Radhika will come, Murchita, he will faint. You understand? So, this kind of love is called Samarata Rati, and it is superior in its ability to both give Krishna pleasure and to control Krishna. You understand? Especially the prema of Radhika. This is why Krishna himself, he even desires to understand the mood of Radhika. Shri Radha Pranaya Kidriso Mahima. Shri Radha Pranaya Mahima Kidriso Vaniyeva. Right? He wants to know, what kind of pranay is this? The word pranay is used especially here because pranay means Swarupa Pranaya Sasya Avisramba Katita Buddhi. In Udalamanis described. It means the kind of Vishramba, the kind of intimacy of heart that's expressed by Radhika in Madan Bhav is unlike any other expression. You understand? So Krishna has his own desire to know what is the glory of that pranay. Understand? So, therefore it's seen that the prema of Madhurya Rasa in Braj is superior in the gopis than anyone else. Therefore, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur Par is told, Arajo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tad Dhamma Vrindavanam Ram Niskaschirupasna Vrajavadu Vargena Yakalpita. We have aspiration to follow in that mood. In that Madhurya Rasa, there's two divisions, Sambhogichmayi and Tattad Bhavichmayi. This is a whole different discussion. But what is offered to the jivas in this world, especially in the descent of Mahaprabhu, is this Tattad Bhavichmayi. It means the mood of Radha Dasyam or Paryadasi Bhav to Radhika. And it's expressed in the verse, Anarpita Chirim Chirat Karunavati Nakalo Samutpaitam Unata Ujwal Rasa is the pinnacle of Madhurya Rasa. Swabhakti Sriyam, the ability to render savor to that prema, that is the special, unique gift that Mahaprabhu had not given in a very, very long time. Understand? Then, next question. This is from a different devotee. He says that I've read many books on Gayatri Mantra by various devotees who are in our line, and there seems to be very many different meanings to the mantras. So how do you differentiate between which ones are right? And I don't think he means here right or wrong. I think he means here just applicable to us. Again, Sambandha Gyan becomes really important here. Because the mantras, if you actually understand them properly, right, you will understand that the mantras are all geared towards one objective in the line of Mahaprabhu. They are geared towards Radhadasyam. You understand? Kam Gayatri is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Vrindavane Apakrita Navina Madan Kama Bij Kam Gayatri Yan Upasan. The Upasan means the nature of the worship that the Gayatri mantra and the Gayatri Bij is to express is the worship of Vrindavane Apakrita Navina Madan. So it's very deep meanings here. Vrindavane Aprakrita. Aprakrita means transcendental Cupid. That transcendental Cupid, Madan, is Shri Krishna himself. But Shri Krishna is never without Radhika. So Navina Madan is an important phrase here. You understand? Vrindavane Apakrita Navina Madan. What makes Krishna Navin, ever fresh? This is called Anurag. Anurag has this quality. Saranubhuta Anurago Yam Kuryan, rather, Nava Navam Priyam. that mood which makes the beloved appear newer and newer at every moment, this is called anurag. This anurag is the essential mood in Madhurya Ras of gopis. You understand? So Krishna is always ever first. That to any devotee in any rasa, Krishna's charm, beauty, etc. is always new. But the special quality of these anurag in relation here, where Krishna is seen as Navina Madan. Like in the verse, Tasamavya Bachachori Ismaya Manamakambojam Pitambara Daraswagri Sakshat Manmat Manmat. So when Krishna reappeared after the Vasikrita verse, Yate Sujata Charanam Burunam Saneshu, the last verse of Gopi Geet, Krishna reappears. At that time, Sakshat Manmat Manmat. He appears directly as Cupid. The indication here in the commentaries of our Acharyas is that the intensity of the anurag of gopis has risen to such a level that Krishna's beauty is enhancing at every moment. This is the nature of that beauty, but particularly by the influence of anurag, it appears even newer and newer. Understand? So, these are qualities that make the nature of how you understand Gayatri very important. Especially for men in our Gaudiya line, technically Brahma Gayatri is not chanted by ladies. You understand? But Srila Prabhupada, he gave this conception because predominantly also you can understand that the mantra is meant to break Purush Bhav. That means to break the mood of being Purush, the enjoyer. You understand? And that is equally in Kali Yuga in men and in women. You understand? But in our traditionally the line is not given Brahma Gayatri, but even Brahma Gayatri is not worship of the sun. You understand? There is a phraseology that's given to understand illumination, but you have to understand the words clearly. Savitu Varinyam. Then what is Bharabo? Then what is Devasya? So especially getting illumination in the meaning of these words in relation to Sambandha Gyan becomes very, very important. Okay? All right, last question here. What is the difference between chanting for purification and meditation on Krishna's pastimes? Matter of maturation. Jiva Goswami has written, Pratamam Namnam Shravanam Sura Antakaranam Atarapeksham. In the beginning, the chanting is for purification of the Antakaran. Antakaran means the chitta, the subtle body, mind, intelligence, ahamkara, to purify those things. Then Sudecha Antakarane Rupa Shravanena Tat Udaya Yogyata Bhavati. When the Antakaran is somewhat pure and there's a maturation in bhakti, at that time the chitta becomes a fit place for the sporti of the Rup, Nam, Rup, Gun, Parikar, then Leela of Bhagavan in a sequential order. It's written in Bhakti Sandarbha, maybe on check 256 or something, around that area. So, this progression is very important. If you chant simply absorbed in, I want to purify myself, I want to pure myself, it will become salvationism. The idea I'm purifying myself, and the general motive will be to get free from suffering, and so forth and so on. If you will take Nam, again, in pursuit of a goal, because sadhana, which is predominated by Nam as part of Bhajan Pradhan, chanting of Harinam, but with a goal, with a sadhya, then that Nam will act as purification, but it will also enlighten the goal in your chitta. Bhaktivinoda Thakur told about Harinam, More Siddha Deya Diye, Krishna Posi Roke Giya. This is, I think, in Harinam Chintamani. I'll have to remember. But it says, oh Harinam, please award me my Siddha Deha and bring me close to Krishna. You understand? So, Harinam has this power. So if we're chanting in pursuit of the sadhya, in pursuit of the goal, Harinam's efficacy will certainly easily remove all sins, all these things. It's mentioned there. What is this verse? Sanket Paryasam Vastobam Helanam Va Vaikuntha Nama Sesha Agam Haram Vidu. This Nam, even Nama Bas, can remove all kinds of sins. But the awarding of Krishna Prem is what is unique quality. Therefore also study Shishashtakam, because in studying Shishashtakam, you'll see how Nam especially has potency in relation to manifesting the goal. So they're not like two separate things. It's not either or. I'm chanting for purification and then I'm chanting for realization. They are one sequential unfoldment of maturation in bhakti. You understand? So, if you will chant sincerely, in the beginning, all of the necessary purificatory things will take place, and then when the chitta is suitable in incremental stages, then Krishna will begin to manifest. Don't think this manifestation is by eyes. Tvam bhakti yoga parivartitam rid rojeshe shrut ikshita patta nanu natta pungsam. Yes. Right? Tvam bhakti yoga parivartitam rid rojeshe shrut ikshita patta nanu natta pungsam. So pungsam means a person who's practicing the process of bhakti. When it becomes mature, you understand? At that time, then Shruta Ikshita Pat, on the path of hearing Harikatha, one will get darshan of Bhagavan. So to be Shruta Ikshita, it means you will see through hearing. You understand? So we won't be looking eyes only. Oh, did I see any vision? Did I see any sporty? You understand? That will also come. But the first thing will be Shruta Ikshita, because if you cannot hear in Nam and Nam Swarup Harikatha, then what will your eyes tell you? You have to first see through hearing. It's a very, very important point. Alright, devotees, as I mentioned, I had to keep this short because I have some services to do. Vanchakalpaturubhyascha kripa shindavevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Radhe Radhe.